weekend of British boxing last weekend at the O2, and Lee Selby has become the IBF featherweight champion after an 8th round stoppage of Evgeny Gradovich. You took the belt. Congratulations to you. Has it sunk in now? Are you feeling 10 foot tall?
To be honest, it hasn't, no. And like after the fight, I had to watch it over about 5 times, and I was checking in the mirror, checking my bruises just to make sure it really happened and won the dream. But yes, it's a great feeling.
I mean, it all seemed to go to your plan. A lot of people were looking at him coming into the fight and thinking this is going to be a tough task for you. But were you always confident that you were going to have the edge because you'd sussed him out already?
Well, I'm always confident going into every fight, and I knew what he was going to do. He's a pressure fighter. He was going to try and wear me down, hopefully tire me out, but there's no chance of me getting tired. And obviously, I outboxed him with relative ease.
And I mean, from watching the fight, a novice myself, a strict novice, you know, the mobility that you showed, he was just relentless, coming at you, but you were able to step out of his way for the majority of the time.
That's it. With his style, the pressure fighters, they're happy to, as long as they're landing shots, they're happy to take them. Where I was making him miss, I think that's what disheartened him, broke his heart, and I was slowly breaking him down. And I think if the fight wasn't stopped due to cuts, I think I would have got the knockout.
We can see the moment that obviously the belt was handed over to you. Have you been able to rewind and remember this now? What your emotions then, or is it still a bit of a blank?
It's still a bit of a blur, to be honest. And it's something I've been working towards for such a long time. Now I finally achieved my dream. It don't seem real.
And just tell us about your emotions as well, because obviously it was an emotional moment for you for various different reasons.
In the ring, I tried to keep my cool, but when I went back to my hotel, that's when the emotions kicked in, and I've achieved my dreams. Something I've been working towards for 18 years ago. I had my first fight, and I've been training for 20 years. So I've been working towards that, not just me, with my father and my coach and my brother, the whole family. It's been a long ride. And
as far as that is concerned, I mean, there you go. There's, well, just tell us all about it.
Well, my girlfriend, she'd bought that baby girl before I'd won.
Oh,
and
risky.
If I'd have seen that before the fight, it would have been straight in the bin. Close to a fight, I get superstitious. I'm religious, so
just introduce us. In the bin. Introduce us.
That's my daughter. She's 10 months old, Lee Selby, and look at her. She's just beautiful.
It's fantastic. Of course, she's beautiful, but it's fantastic that it all went to plan. Otherwise, that baby girl would have been stuffed down the back of the sofa somewhere, I would have thought. Let's talk about what's next for you, because a lot of people are talking about unifying now the featherweight division. Is that getting too far ahead too soon? What's your next plan now?
My plan is to become an established champion myself, just like Evgeny Gradovich was. I want to defend the title as many times as I can. I'm looking to fight straight away now, September, back home in Cardiff, and then December, and then the IBF will order a mandatory challenger. So I'll have to get through that, and then maybe start looking at unification fights.
So are we looking this time next year, potentially, for a unification?
And I'm luckily I'm in a talent-packed division. The featherweight at the moment is probably the best division to be in boxing. There's some great champions and some super fights down the line.
Let's talk about some of the possible contenders for that unification. Vasyl Lomachenko, is he the number one? Would he be the one that you would go for first or not?
He'd probably be the one I go for last. He's probably the best in the division. Skillfully and technically, he's perfect. And funny enough, my younger brother boxed him in the amateurs. He beat my brother on points. But he's probably the best amateur of my era. 300 odd fights with only one defeat. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, so his record says it all.
And Gary Russell Jr., Nicholas Walters, they both have titles within the division as well. Would they come first before him, would they?
I think so, yeah. But then Nicholas Walters, he's the WBA champion, and he punches extremely hard exceptionally hard with both hands. So that's a risky fight. And then Gary Russell Jr., he's the WBC champion. He probably got the fastest hands in boxing at the moment. So again, that's another difficult fight.
So, I mean, you can enjoy your time now, and especially you can enjoy Saturday, because you're going back home. I mean, we see a lot of football teams having parades around their towns on open-top buses. I mean, are you having an open-top bus around Barry or not?
It's Saturday afternoon, we're having an open-top bus.
Fantastic.
It's going to finish off on Barry Island, and we got like a big stage set up where I'll be doing question and answers with the fans and taking photos and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And just a final point, it's an interesting point that you made after your fight. You said, look, I had to change my life a couple of years back. Yeah. And I don't have that many friends. I stick with my family, and that's the most important thing to me. Just expand upon that, because I found that a very emotional moment when you were talking about it.
Well, growing up in my town, I got into like trouble like most young boys do, and then there was like a turning point in my life. Looking back, I wasn't conscious of it at the time, but it was when my older brother passed away, and that was when I turned my life around. I decided that it was either make or break, and I put all my energy, all my focus and time, dedication into boxing, and it's changed my life around.
Well, it's great to see you on top of the world now. You've done a great job, and we wish you well with whatever you do.